Hey there, Fight here with a double case study of how the human mind is extremely flawed when it comes to making the right decisions, when it comes to picking the next tool to pick or the next thing to do. Alrighty? So this, by the way, I'm using two case studies, and they sell to markets where people, or they sell to a want. This is what people want, not what people need, but it highlights that flaw in human psychology. So this is not a criticism of the underlying product. Okay, these guys do exactly the right thing. They sell to a want. So what we've got here is Visibily or whatever. And the idea of this thing is that basically you can overlay your opt-in forms, etc., onto pretty much any other product out there on the market. So it's sold in the usual way, you know, JV contests, all that kind of thing. Good thing, 9. Now finally down here we have the description. So you can use Visibily to leverage high-value content websites and spread their opt-in forms and buy buttons with their content as base. No, spread your opt-in forms and buy buttons with their content as base. So that's the underlying fundamental idea, that basically you use content, good quality, high quality content, which is what people, what works. That's what Google encourages, etc. That's what people are looking for. They're looking for high quality content. And what you're doing is you're basically overlaying your opt-in forms and buy buttons on that stuff. All right. So as long as you can grab an RSS feed, you can do that. Now, here it gets interesting, right? And this is kind of highlighting the flaw. You can then engage people and retarget them around the web with inbuilt retargeting integration. Now, let me ask you a question. If this was you, and you're going out there and saying, all right, there's all that, let's say, whatever, Forbes.com content. I'm going to put my opt-in form and buy button over the content as a base. Well, maybe the buy button, if you were to link to an affiliate offer, you could go and retarget them. But if it's to your own stuff, would you actually know what to say? Would you know what to say in your ads and on the landing pages? And in most cases, sadly, that's not the case. Most people have no idea what to tell their prospects because they've never really thought about both what the prospects really, really want, plus what you bring to the table, what makes you unique. And, the next point then highlights it even more. Communicate with the list as and when required without using any external autoresponder. This is the thing I see over and over again. Communicating with list as and when required, as in what to send out, is the biggest problem people have. And it goes back to the same thing. I have no idea what people really, really want. I have no idea what makes me unique, what I bring to the table, why people would come to me. Until you figure that out, it's a bit like cooking, attending a cookery program or, watching it or reading a book and looking for the latest trick. It's like, oh, what's the new salt, that Himalayan salt that makes all the difference? Or do I need to use a different yeast to make my bread better? Or do I need to buy a new cooker to make my cooking even better? Or do I need to have the latest whatever, super sharp Japanese knives to make my cutting better, whatever? These are all little things, and that's exactly what this thing here is. This is the latest and greatest cool tool on top, but the underlying problem is that if you don't know what to sell people and how to sell it to them, because you have no understanding what it is precisely they want and what makes you unique, why they should choose you, in terms of, why should they listen to you, then all these cool tools on top make no difference. Now, I think this example makes it even more explicit. This is by my good friend Walt Bayless and Andy Fletcher. Both great guys, and they do exactly the right thing. They sell to a want in the market. So basically what they figured out, or it's not very hard to figure out, that video plus ranking plus SEO is basically the hottest thing on the planet. And that's why they've created Video Traffic X. And when you look at the sales page, yes, I live in the sticks, I live in the Black Forest, and as a result, we now see a blank white screen, whilst the internet is thinking, where can I get all this information? Come on! Well, I'll pause this video whilst this is loading. And yeehaw, the internet has delivered the landing page. Alrighty, so this is a product that turns any article into a high-quality traffic-sucking video. dominate YouTube and the subs with a brand new system, blah, 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 blah. All right, so the idea behind this thing is basically you take any article and it turns it into a video. Why? Because video ranks, etc., etc. And as a result, now you've got basically automatically generated content that works these days. So the thing that works these days is video. And it automatically creates it for you, which is awesome. And when we look a little bit further down, here is a comment by Justin Anderson. I've always thought of SEO as a scattergun game. You shoot for 100 keywords and hit for 50, right? That's how article marketing worked until it got completely saturated, and today the same system applies to video. That's basically it, okay? What we've got here is a tool that's pretty much a scattergun. It shoots all over the place and hopes some sticks. And that is the underlying problem. This flinging information all over the place is a sign, it's a clear indication that you have no understanding of what the underlying problem is, in the sense of the problem you're trying to solve for people, plus why they should be coming to you, because you are unique in some way. Why should they trust you? Why should they follow your recommendation? Why should they buy from you? Why should they believe you that you are better at solving their problem than anybody else on the planet, all right? The moment I see people using the scattergun thing, the flinging information, flinging anything, articles, flinging blog posts, flinging videos, etc., etc., it's a clear indication they have absolutely no idea what problem they're actually trying to solve. Now, don't get me wrong, there's a very, in my opinion, very valid use for a tool like this, and that is for testing keywords. If you already know what problem you can solve and whom you are serving and why they are buying from you, it's absolutely brilliant. It's a great tool for figuring out which of those keywords can I easily rank for, so you can then concentrate your effort on the low-hanging fruit. Sadly, most people will not use it in that sense. They will just go, I have absolutely no freaking idea what I'm doing. I'm just going to download some PLR articles. I'm going to SEO, use this tool to shoot them out there and hope some sticks. And the reality is, and I see this from tons of people on my list, my coaching clients, when they first come to me, they go, I've got all these visitors to my site, but they all bounce off. I've got a bounce rate of 99% or higher, right? Why is that? It's because of this one thing. If you have no idea why and how, etc., people are just going to go, ooh, this is not relevant, and they're going to bounce off. Alrighty? So, hope this is useful. This is not meant, like I said, it's not meant to be criticism of these tools at all. First of all, at least this one here, serves a very real purpose, in my opinion. You can use it for testing keywords, and that's how it should be used, in my opinion. It should not be used in a scattergun approach at all. Plus, they're selling it to a want in the market. So there are enough people who go, well, I have no idea what works and how it works. At the moment, I'm not having anyone stick to my website, so I'm just going to fling out more stuff. All right, and that's the one they sell to. There's no point saying, oh, by the way, that's a stupid approach. You should be doing this other thing instead. Which, incidentally, what I've done is what I've done in this video. I've basically highlighted what the real problem is, and people unfortunately don't want to hear that. Well, the few select want to hear it. They can now go, and I hope you are one of them. You can go ahead and fix that problem. Alrighty, cheers, bye.